What's going on? What's good? What's good, everybody? Andre the Torch Robinson, the fire starter, is in the building. Rise Up Unlimited radio show on this beautiful Thursday night. I want to shout out everybody that's tuned in right now. We are on Facebook, Twitter, your Twitter space right now. TikTok. We building the game. We elevating a little bit more with the shows, but nevertheless, we here. I got people in the building, bros in the building, family in the building, to talk some NFL talk. You know, we got a game at 8:00, which I don't even know why this is on Prime Video. It's not going to be a Prime show whatsoever, or a Prime show out with the Eagles and Texans. So I'm not looking forward to it, really, to be real honest with you. But I do have my bros in the building, and I look forward to as much as possible. Starting with my host on the right, Mr. Friday Night Lights. This guy is raffling off Henny bottles with Buffalo Bills Rise Up Family and Alphabets football talk show.
Yeah.
On it. You see it looking real good. My guy, Marcus the Alphabets, is in the building. What's good, Marcus?
What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing all right. Get a little show in before we watch this snooze fest in a little bit. So got to talk about it, though. Got to talk about it. That's what we do. We don't make the news. We just report it.
And make news reporting it, too. That's right. Make news reporting it too. By the way, got my guy down at the bottom, Mr. Bills Phenomenon over here. My guy, the basketball extraordinaire, Rashawn Reeves, is in the building. Double R, what's good?
Man, same old. Just enjoying another day in paradise. Fellas, how we doing today?
Man, oh man. Listen, I'm going to be very honest with you. This season has been quite interesting. It's been quite interesting. It ain't been what a lot of people expected it to be, but nevertheless, we got some things to talk about. Obviously, Thursday Night Football is on the docket because it's coming up shortly. So let's get that snooze fest done and out the way. Talk about the Eagles so far, folks. Let's talk about the Eagles and Texans. This one's in Houston. We know what just happened in Houston. By the way, RIP to Takeoff, by the way, for the Mingos. Houston is probably going to be in a disarray tonight, especially after those events. But what do you guys think about this game as it pertains to Eagles and Texans?
Look, Bill Parcells used to have a saying, don't go for the cheese. It's a trap game. And yes, by every metric, if you listen to Vegas, if you listen to all of the sports pundits, the Philadelphia Eagles should destroy the Texans. But these are the kind of games here that you can lose because you go in, you're thinking, we got this. We're just going to show up. We're going to land in Houston. We're going to beat them up. We're 7-0. We ain't lost this year. We're rolling. We went and picked up Robert Quinn. In free agency, we should roll in here, and these guys should just fall over, and that should be the end of it. But this is still a professional team. Brandon Cooks isn't playing. He's pissed off. He thought that he was going to get traded yesterday at the trade deadline. He ain't practiced all week. Nico Collins, their other starting wide receiver, he ain't playing. So, when you just look at it, it should be a blowout. It should be. I got the Eagles for my survivor pick this week. But it's the NFL. Anything can happen. If you're not prepared, you can lose. I wish they would lose. I don't think they will. But, you still got to handle business. You still got to handle business. So hopefully the Eagles aren't overlooking these guys, and hopefully they come in there ready to play because, sometimes when a man is desperate, you just never know what will happen. So we'll see what happens here in a little bit.
Oh, yeah, this is definitely one of those games, like you said. Like, it is a trap game. We see it happen all the time where you'll go in. Even actually last year we saw where the Bills lost to the Jaguars. You saw it where a couple teams lost to the Texans last year, and they were kept out of playoffs. Like, this is one of those games where if the Eagles aren't careful, they can let this game slip away very easily, just coming in like, man, anybody worried about Davis Mills, and I don't even know who plays wide receiver for the Texans at this moment.
Their two starters are out. All they really got is Damian. What is his Damian Pierce? That's about it. You remember?
He's a solid rookie running back. A lot of teams missed on him in the draft. Like he's
really good. You remember on Star Wars? You remember on Star Wars? What was it? Return of the Jedi when they were going to destroy the second Death Star.
Mm-hmm.
Admiral Akbar, and they got there and they thought, they ain't got no defenses. We just gonna go up here, blow up this other Death Star. And then they get there, and the whole damn Imperial fleet is behind them. And Admiral Akbar, he looks at them and goes, "Yeah, we got some ships coming out of light speed coming up behind us. It's a trap." This is one of those trap games. That's what Admiral Akbar said. It's a trap. This is one of those trap games that if you ain't on your P's and Q's, this is still professional sports. And if you go up in there just thinking you're gonna roll over these boys, which you should, but just going in there playing lackadaisical, anything can happen.
Not properly preparing, something like that can definitely cause this to completely go left for the Eagles today. So let's hope they prepared for this Texans team like they've done for every other team this season. They come in and they put the brakes on them. But I'm erring on the side of this is that trap game. This is that game that realistically, if I'm an Eagles fan, I kind of want us to get this loss out the way. Let's get a loss. Let's get it now. Let's just let it happen, because if it happened in the playoffs, we don't get a second chance to come back. Let's figure out what we need to work on. Let's come out here. Let's try some things we haven't seen yet. Let's see what we need to work on in a game like today. Try some trick plays. Let's try things that we have not seen. And if we come out and we lose, then guess what? Now we know what we need to work on. We come out and we win. At least now we have film to look at for these things. Because it's like, look, this game can go either way. It can go up in the air. It can be a great game for the Eagles. It can be a horrible game. It could be a tester. Hey, the Texans are still grown men that are getting a paycheck to come out here and play. So you don't want to just sleep on them and be like, who cares? Like, Davis Mills has a couple of good starts and he's got a couple of good wins under his belt. So anything's possible tonight. But on paper, the Eagles should not lose this game, and it shouldn't even be close. Like, just on paper, this game shouldn't be close at all.
All right. With that being said, you know what? I'm going to be honest. We kind of figured that the Eagles would be a great team this season. And yes, I said great as much as that word is used sparingly nowadays. I did expect the Eagles to, be a lot better than it was last year. 7-0 though. I didn't expect 7-0. I did expect winning record. Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, that connection is phenomenal. Miles Sanders has been really, really good. Real comfortable, especially with the weapons that they have out there. Devonta Smith, somebody who a lot of people was debating on if he would be a real wide receiver in the league, has shown up and shown out like he did in Alabama. Give him props, give him credit for what he has done. The Texans is 1-5-1. I really don't have a whole lot of commentary for them as it pertains to that team. I just think that team is all out dismal. They need a whole new, makeup line. Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe it's not. Maybe they need to find something else. But speaking of makeup, let me
ask you something though, Torch. What do you think about Lovie Smith? Because I still think he's a good. See, in a lot of situations like this, people think that they're bad coaches. I still think that Lovie Smith is a good coach. I just think he's in a horrible situation. I think that sometimes you get put in a situation. I hope that they're not putting him in a situation where, well, he sucks and we only won like 2 or 3 games, so he's not a good coach. What are your thoughts on Lovie Smith?
Well, I think Lovie Smith is a great coach, a good coach. I'm sorry, great. See, I said great again. I think he's a good coach. I think he's just been in some garbage situations, like you said. You know what I mean? Garbage, trying to take out the trash is hard. It takes a process to take out the trash. It takes a while to take out the trash. So especially when it's a lot of it. When you talk about those teams that he's coached, he's had to coach through a lot of trash, sift through a lot of garbage to try to find some some iron to go sell to the shop to get some money for it. But I think Lovey eventually will land in a spot where he'll be able to shine more than he is, and obviously right now his acumen as a coach is being overshadowed by the garbage that is on top of this organization. So with that being said, talking about makeup, we need to talk about some makeup games. Obviously, we could talk about next week's games, but tomorrow is a show. Marcus the Alphabets. Obviously, if you're just tuning in on Twitter, if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, if you're on TikTok right now, I'm telling you, you need to watch this Friday show. So I won't get into predictions for next week's games. I'll let those roll and review the games that just took place this past week, so that Saturday and Sunday show could be more after we get into, the premiere show on Friday. We could talk about some of these games after the fact. But we got to talk about the Ravens and Buccaneers last Thursday's game, in which you saw the Ravens win 27-22. What's going on with the Buccaneers? Any thoughts on Tom Brady? Not to take too long, but any thoughts on how y'all feel about Tom Brady and what's been going on with him?
Oh, he's very distracted. And it just is what it is. We've all gone through breakups. We've all dealt with certain things, whether it be with a significant other or anybody just close to us. Tom Brady was distracted during those first few games. I mean, let's just call it, you got to call a spade in this case. And he was not focused on football. When you got one hand kind of like on a football, the other hand on divorce papers and things like that, you got a lot on your mind. Now, luckily for him, in this divorce, it really wasn't a financial divorce. It wasn't about the money at all, because you were married to somebody that actually made more money than you in the moment. So it's like, she didn't want your money. She wanted Tom's time. And he's like, look, I'm committed to the game of football. She's committed to the family. Tom Brady just realized, hey, I'm going to assume that at some point in their marriage, they had a conversation about when they would retire, when they would stop, and when they would focus on being husband, wife, family. And I'm going to assume that with this divorce coming at the time that it has, Tom reneged on his side of that bet. They had an agreement, and Tom reneged on his end of the agreement, and she's tired of it. It just is what it is. So, but hopefully, now that this is all said and done, it's over with. Hopefully, Tom can put that behind him, and he can focus on football, because right now, Tom Brady's looking like the system quarterback that I've been calling him for the last few years. And right now, it ain't looking too good with the system being Tom Brady's. And this team is 3-5 with the system belonging to Tom Brady. So, and he ain't got no coaches to fall back on. This is all on him. If this season don't work out for the Buccaneers, this is all on Tom Brady. This is his offense. Byron Leftwich and Todd Bowles are not two coaches that you can fall back on and say that it's their fault that the offense isn't clicking when Tom Brady is your quarterback. It's just not going to work. So hopefully he's got some answers coming up this week. Are they going to bye week this week, or are they playing this week?
No, the Bucks, they got a game this week.
Okay, so hopefully he's got an answer for us. Hopefully he's got something that he's bringing to the table that's been different than what he's showed us the last few weeks, because otherwise Father Time is going to prove to be undefeated. And them distractions are gonna carry with you. It just is what it is. No matter who you are, no matter what type of man you are, going through a breakup, a divorce, anything where your mind might be away from what your life is, anything that might take your mind away from that is going to be a full distraction, no matter how much of a man's man you are, because Tom Brady's clearly going through it.
I no doubt about it. When you have issues at home, it's really hard to focus. I've been there, being a soldier, being deployed, being a firefighter, and things aren't right at home. It's hard to focus on the task at hand. And, we had guys get killed the last, usually, the time where we had the most like casualties and fatalities was the first 90 days and the last 90 days during a year-long deployment. You know, when you first get there, you don't realize how bad it is. And then a lot of people get smoked at the end because they're looking at going home, birthdays, reuniting with their family and stuff. I'm with you, Rashawn. I think that there was some type of verbal agreement between them. Hey, you know, we're going to play this amount of time. You know, last year, I think she thought maybe, you know, when he made his announcement, I think, okay, cool. Now I think he reneged on it, and it was like, okay, you know, and then I think he also thought that some of the people that he usually rides with was going to ride with him again. I think Gronk is very happy in retirement.
Yeah.
I think Gronk has kind of moved on. That's his boy. And you look at some of the pieces that really kind of helped him get that championship there. They're gone. You know, no Gronk. You had the falling out with AB. Chris Godwin in and out of the lineup. You know, that defense not being as good as it was, you know, during that championship year. Their secondary is absolutely terrible. You know, the dispute with Bruce Arians. It was just a lot of stuff. And after a while, you know, you can overcome overcome things, but after a while, it just becomes overwhelming. And I think he's overwhelmed. Yeah, then also the fact that every time that you play,
I'm sorry, the offensive line is underperforming.
Line is bad. You lost
Mike Evans that he's been over the last couple of years. It's like, yo, Tom, this was the year that you were not supposed to be there, bro. You were supposed to get up.
And you know, it just, we've seen this time and time again. You know, you were speaking about Father Time being undefeated, but to add to that point, we've seen it time and time again with athletes that overstay their welcome. Michael Jordan with the Washington Wizards, Muhammad Ali fighting Larry Holmes, Floyd Mayweather still trying to fight, Roy Jones Jr. still trying to fight. And if you keep dipping your foot, I remember Sugar Ray Leonard, he came back one too many times, and Terry Norris nearly killed him. It's when you stick around for too long, you know, it just do you remember what Shaq looked like with the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Phoenix Suns? You know, and the Celtics. You know, it's just some of these guys, they have that itch and they want to keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back. Or if not with that, they want to go try something else, Le'Veon Bell, and try to start boxing. You know, who was the little basketball player that got his head knocked off?
Oh, Nate Robinson.
Yeah, Nate Robinson. Le'Veon Bell just got his he just got his brains beat in a couple of weekends ago, and then he beat up Adrian Peterson. It's like, dude, retire, go home, start a business, sell some hot dogs, get your ice, be like, you know, Bernie Mac or Mr. 3000, get your ice cream truck, relax, go into the sunset. But these guys, they want to keep. I don't know if it's like being an adrenaline junkie. You know, we just saw a player, Gavin Escobar, former Cowboy. He became a firefighter. Him and his girlfriend just died a couple of months ago. You're a retired football player. Both of y'all died in a rock climbing accident. Really? You know, it's like, relax, dude. So I don't know if he's able to turn it around, but like you said, I think it's just a classic case of somebody clinging on too long. You know, you're a good-looking guy. You're married to a supermodel. You got 7 rings.
Yeah, so what else?
Rings. You got more rings than certain divisions in football have. Not just franchises, a whole division. And you're sitting up here sticking around 45 years old. You could be running a team, a GM. Hell, the Washington Commanders are getting sold right now. Jeff Bezos is trying to buy the damn Washington Commanders. Buy you a team, but sit back and relax and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Because what's going to happen is one day you're not going to have football because you're going to be too old to play. You don't want to not have football and not have your kids and not have your family too.
All right, enough. Listen. Before I get into the Tom Brady situation, I like everything that I've heard so far. Definitely. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in once again on YouTube, Twitter, on the Twitter space, on TikTok, Facebook, all that good stuff, man. Like and share. Don't be a hater. All right. Shout out to Adrian Audrey. Shout out to Craig that's in the building. Dalton Smith is in the building. Willem Bombard was good. Shout out to you. Got some comments to read real quick. First comment right off the jump. Marcus Betts, do not comment to this comment, because you will once again be like Tom Brady trying to hold on to football like y'all two was just holding on to this conversation for God knows how long. Now, Mr. Betts, you finally jumped on the Bills bandwagon, I see, huh? That's what was said by Adrian Audrey. Don't say nothing. Please don't. All right. Philly's first loss, said Adrian Audrey. Let's see if you can hold it. Can you hold? Let's see if you can hold
it. Hey, Rashawn, is it the Indianapolis 499? The Indianapolis 498? What is it?
Indianapolis having a hard time.
It's the Indianapolis 500. It doesn't matter. We're 6-0. We're ranked number 1 in the power rankings. It doesn't matter. It's week 8. Can you do it when it matters? Can you do it?
All right, enough. All right, enough of that. Enough. See, I know you do this. You know what, Michael? You do this every show. I gotta say this.
Because there's always somebody that got something to say.
Every show. Here you go, about to start again. See, you could
win a ring. Get at me. Win a ring and get at me. Don't lose in 13 seconds. Don't lose.
All right, let me read these comments. Let me read these comments. Good God Almighty, do it every show. Adrian, why did you start him? Why did you do that? All right. Willem Bombard said Pittsburgh and the Texans. I thought Pittsburgh would be the L. I think the Texans pull an upset. Texans defense isn't too bad. They got a job. I know. I see. Mark, you see, you already had commented to that.
Please don't say, because I have them in my Survivor League for a $500 pot. Please do not say that.
All right.
Please don't say I do not.
Said that we knew the Texans would be bad since the D-Hop trade. Joey, what's good? Said, let's go Buffalo. Said Tom Brady's butt hurt because his wife gave him an ultimatum. He didn't listen. It's all about Tom Brady, and she's too pretty for that ish. Said Joey. Willem Omar said the distraction is over. Divorce is done. Now let's see if he turns it around. If he was going to the booth anyway, so it was coming up at some point. She told Tom Brady he had 10 years and he retired, and then he told her, I love football more than this. I'm going back to play 2 more Super Bowls. Well, you might as well retire. You came back to play football to get your butt kicked all year to leave one of the most beautiful women in the world. You're not smart. Guy Keeves, what's good? Shout out to you for watching, tuning in. Joey said exactly what happened, my friend. Willem Bombard agreed with you guys. Jay Renaud is in the building. He said, plus that O-line is banged up. That's how you know. That's all they know in the locker room atmosphere. It's a brotherhood. Hard to walk away. Tom Brady's a big crybaby. If anybody on the Buffalo Bills threw a tantrum or threw an iPad, we would be fine. But Tom Brady's Tom Brady. Eagles have the easiest schedule in the league. Get off it, bro.
There's a lot of perks to having 7 championships and throwing for the most yards in history. He's gonna break 100,000 yards probably this weekend.
Dalton Smith, what up? All right, now I can get to Tom Brady.
Tom Brady gonna have all this and have nobody to go home to.
I'm a watch this.
Yeah.
I got something to say about this Tom Brady situation. I heard what y'all both said. And for the most part, I agree with most of it, except for a couple of things, and I need to bring them out. Number one,
bring them out.
Yeah, it's hard to yell with them barrels in your mouth.
Yeah.
First and foremost, number one, there are certain players in each league that they have the permit. They don't need permission to stay in a sport as long as they want. Michael Jordan was one of them. By the way, Michael Jordan was only 39 when he was in the Wizards. Let's not talk him up like he was 45. The Wizards was trash. We talked about Lovie Smith and that trash organization. Well, Michael Jordan just played in a trash organization, but he also was the leading scorer on the Wizards at 39 and 40. So let's not do that to Michael Jordan.
Okay, being the leading scorer on a terrible ass team.
No. I just told you he was on a terrible team, but that doesn't defeat the fact that Michael Jordan could still play. There's a difference. Tom Brady right now is 3-5, and his team is trash. Let's be clear on that. Totally different different situations with Tom Brady and Michael Jordan. But Tom Brady has also deserved the right, as much as I don't like Tom Brady, he's deserved the right to stay as long as he wants. I feel like if you love something, you do what you love as long as you can. And to be very honest with you, we can speculate and say what Giselle said, what he said, she said, gossip, brag, the whole 9 yards. But what I can tell you is, if a man pick a pleasure over his woman, there's a reason. I can tell you that. Y'all don't know how his home was. Y'all don't know if Giselle was that woman that was so great. Y'all don't know that. I mean, AB was real good to put her on a t-shirt. Him and her. No, I didn't hear much.
No, that was disrespect. That was just disrespectful.
That's very disrespectful. But I ain't hear nothing from Giselle off that. Be honest with you. You don't know what happened at his home. Shoot, Tom Brady probably was like, "Hey, listen, this is my safe. This is my safe haven from the nonsensical stuff." You don't know. None of us know. Only people know is 3 people: her, him, and God. Oh, and them kids, by the way, that know about that situation. So, I mean, I'm not really mad at Tom Brady for going. I'm not really mad at Tom Brady for going at it. I mean, is he gonna go home lonely? Yep. He's gonna be real lonely.
You still can stay tuned. Have you watched Roy Jones Jr. fight?
Hold on, watch this. Watch this. You mentioned Roy Jones. Now, he was just a damn fool. I ain't even going there. We ain't going there. Some of these names shouldn't be in the names that was in the beginning. Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, they have the exclusive right to stay as long as they want for what they've done for that sport. They can stay as long as they want.
You think Tiger Woods should still be playing golf? Tiger Woods should still be playing golf?
No. Tiger Woods need to retire.
No. See, there's the thing. Tiger Woods played a long, long time. But you know what? If Tiger Woods said tomorrow, y'all, I want to come back and play golf, guess what? He's deserved the right to do so, in my opinion. Honestly.
He ain't won a major in like.
Okay,
did you just see Serena Williams play tennis?
Absolutely.
Serena called it quits.
Again, it's about love.
She knew she couldn't keep doing what she was doing at a high yellow. Man,
right, but guess what? If Serena Williams said next year, "Hey, I want to come back and play tennis again," guess what? I'm all open to it. Congratulations to you.
You're looking at it through a nostalgic lens.
No. There's no nostalgia. No. Hold on. Let's get it clear for the general public before you lie to the general public about my opinion. Marcus, you know what, folks? There's no nostalgia about what I'm saying. This is off pure what you feel in your heart is right. Has nothing to do with nostalgia. If you feel like you got it still, go do it. And if you fail, or it didn't happen the way you did, well, I still commend you for at least giving yourself or believing in yourself. I ain't mad at you.
Okay, so let me respond to that. And you know what? You do have the right. Here's the thing, though. Here's the difference between, like, we're talking about tennis.
Notice these numbers I'm putting up.
Okay, we're just talking about tennis. Okay, here's the difference between like tennis and basketball and football and combat sports. Here's the difference. When you go out there in combat sports or a physical game like football, and you are past your prime, you are risking your life.
That's okay.
That's the difference. If I'm an old pitcher and I go from throwing
life every day, waking up.
Let me finish. If I'm a pitcher in baseball and I go from throwing a 100-mile-per-hour fastball to a 70-mile-per-hour fastball, that is not going to put my life in danger. When I'm a quarterback or a wide receiver or a running back or a boxer or an MMA fighter and I stay past my time and I decide to go out there with these young pups past my time, I am putting my life. I am putting what we just saw. We just had a show a couple of months ago about a 24-year-old who we said that we thought maybe should retire because he keeps having concussions. Tua. Okay, now imagine a 45-year-old. I saw my quarterback a few years ago Troy Aikman in his career because of concussions. I saw Steve Young in his career because of concussions. I saw Sterling Sharp, Shannon Sharp's brother, in his career early because he had a neck injury where if he took another neck shot at 27, 28 years old, he could literally die on the field. I'm all for, living your dream, but it comes to a point where you're putting yourself in jeopardy. Now, Tom Brady goes out there past his prime and gets killed in a game. Then what? Who are they going to look at? Who are they going to look at? They're going to look at the NFL. They're going to say, why did you let this? You remember the Rocky movies after he fought the Russian and he was trying to get a license? What did they say to Rocky? And this is a Rocky movie. What did they say to him when he went there to try to get his license? The doctor said to him, I cannot in clear conscience allow you to go back into a boxing ring because you can die. The Russian nearly killed you. I cannot put my credibility and my medical license on the line to let you box. Well, that's the same thing with Tom Brady. He is at the point where you can see him out there and he looks atrocious. So you have to come to the realization, yes, I love football. I can't play it. Maybe I can be a commentator. Maybe I can be a front. Maybe I can be a front. Maybe I can be in the front office. Maybe I can do something else. But as far as physically putting my body on the line and going out there and play, the time has passed.
I got a question for you real quick.
Yeah.
I like what you're saying. I get it. You're about, being conservative and all that good stuff. I hear all
conservative, being smart when you're a dad, and you're a husband.
Yeah, right. You're being, I totally get that. But at the same token, my situation, how I feel about it, I feel that if you feel as a person that you still do something, then go do it. I mean, do it. I get it.
Is that to the benefit?
But there's dangers every day. It's dangers in waking up. It's dangers in walking outside to your.
Yes, but you cannot. Yes, there is danger in everything you do. But guess what? You can speed up the process by going to the top of the Sears Tower and jumping off, or going to the
absolutely. But I don't. In this case,
you have to be smart about it, though.
Right, you do got to be smart. But in this case, too, I totally get what you're saying. But I mean, you saying Tom Brady, like Tom Brady isn't number 2 in passing right now. Tom Brady has 22.67 in passing. He's number 2 on the list. Y'all making it seem like the 45-year-old man is like dead ass garbage. Like he's Aaron Rodgers right now. Which Aaron Rodgers, if you want to talk about somebody who's lost it,
Aaron Rodgers. No, I think that's totally a different situation. He ain't lost it.
No, it is a totally different situation. But we talk about performance, right?
Okay, we're also talking. Football also isn't basketball where it's more of an individual type. You're out there and one person can have an effect. I don't care how good of a quarterback you are. When your offensive line is terrible, and you're getting hit on every play, you got receivers out there like Romeo Dobbs or Christian Watson who couldn't catch a cold in Alaska.
Dude, I just watched. Hold on. Speaking of Christian Watson, I just watched this fool drop a pass in warm-ups, and we was like, "Why the hell are you even out here?" Then he goes to the locker room because he knows he's trash. He goes to the locker room. He knows he's trash and doesn't play the rest of the game. Listen, Christian Watson ain't Tom Brady, but I understand what you're saying. I don't want to prolong the conversation way too long about Tom Brady. But I do understand what you're saying as far as being a husband, a family man, and sometimes you got to put those things in perspective when you older. I get it. But then there's some situations, and I'm not going to bet the house that this is one of them, but there's situations where you try to get away from, the allure of bad environment. So you do things.
You're rich. You're rich.
You want to play football.
Wherever you want. Okay.
You want to play football.
You want to play football. I've been at home this whole time raising our kids. I've put my career on the hold. You're making me sit up here and defend the woman on this. I'm a supermodel. I'm a supermodel. Okay. I make more money than you.
So
I make more money than you, okay? And I'm with the kids most of the time, and I've allowed you to live your dream, destroyed my body having your kids. And when I finally say, hey, you played for, he got drafted, what, 99, 2000? You've been playing for 22, you're in season 23. And I say, hey, play this last year and come home. Okay, baby.
I love the fact that you, hold on, but watch this. You do this every time, you little sneaky smoke screening behind. You do this every show. Have his kids and destroy my body. First of all, having kids is a mutual agreement. Let's be clear. He didn't say Giselle, pick them legs up and let me do what I do.
Hey, Torch. It's just like a little story I learned about breakfast. Okay, the pig is the chicken is involved, but the pig is committed. And the difference between the pig and the chicken when it comes to breakfast, the chicken just gives up the eggs. The pig got to give up that flesh for that bacon and that ham. So one is committed and the other one is involved. Okay? Because you're there. Oh, it took two of us. You ain't the one that's got to sit up there and carry a baby around for 9 months. You ain't the one that's got to put on 60 more pounds as a supermodel where my looks are part of my job. Let Giselle gain about 150 pounds and see how many modeling jobs she gets. Let her gain 70, 80 pounds and see how many modeling gigs she got.
So you don't think Giselle should retire either?
Giselle works part-time. She's not working 7-8 months at a time. And then when he's off, he's still doing the TB12 method. He's still training in the off season. It comes to a point in time where you have to be like, hey, you know what? It's the family. These are our kids. We have to raise our kids. I have put my career on hold. Missed out on modeling jobs that I make more money than you do, so you could play football and live your dream and become the winningest quarterback in history.
Exactly. Thank you, Joey. Go ahead. Listen, I'm sorry, Marcus. You say that, and that's cool. But again, we can talk about what the family was like, but the only ones who know is them. And to be honest with you, from experience, I've given up opportunities for family life. And that shit has been the worst mistakes. And then 10 years later, to get the opportunity back, I know exactly what it's like.
You got kids. When you start having kids,
but guess what? I will tell you this. I got kids. I'll tell you this. I would never give up an opportunity to make a better situation for my kids because I have kids. That's bullshit.
What is Tom Brady making better about his situation by staying football? Like, what is he changing about his life at home by continuing to play football?
Right, but here's my thing. I like his at-home life worse, but again,
by continuing to play football.
We don't know what his situation was. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying if it was me.
Is there anybody out there in Facebook, Twitter land that can give me Tom Brady's lifelong earnings?
Like,
see, he got money. We get it.
Hey, so you're saying giving up opportunities? What opportunity? You've had your opportunity.
I was talking about
Torch. You're acting like personally. Torch, you're acting like he's a football player that's in his third year. That ain't made it past his rookie. That ain't made it past his rookie contract.
Hold on, but Marcus, once again, you're skipping the fact that I said from my experience.
I got you, we're talking about Tom Brady. That's what we're saying. That's why
I get it. But we also kind of related to ourselves in our own.
There's nothing that I've done like Tom, where I've made the type of money and been in the situations that Tom Brady has.
So Marcus, let me ask you this question. Let me just ask a question. All right. Mm-hmm. So if you had a 12-year-old right now, right, and a great opportunity came your way, and you got a girlfriend, right? No. Let's not even do that. If you do or don't, regardless, if you had a girlfriend, right, or you was married, you giving up your opportunity? You giving up that opportunity?
I've been in a situation like that, and I have an 11-year-old, and I was offered a contracting job in Kuwait, making $14,000 a month. And I had to look and I had to say, okay, I can be here for her cheerleading and all of that. I'm semi-retired. Yes, I can go over there. I can make $14,000 a month, $128,000 a year, or I can be here in these years here where her before she becomes a teenager and then she gets ready to leave the house. So you come to a point. It's like, I've made my money. I've done the things that I've done. I've been deployed. So it's like, okay, you've missed all of this stuff. So I missed when she was 2 and 3 and 4 years old. Now I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, you need to, with these opportunities, you got to be here for her. Do I like sitting up and cheerleading practice and going?
Don't look left and right.
No, but he made that sacrifice for his family. My question is, what does Tom Brady have left to play for? You're saying he came back for an opportunity. No.
That's not what I said. I said
seven-time Super Bowl champion. You close to 100,000 yards. You're not going to be the highest paid quarterback. What does Tom Brady come back to play for this year? Why is Tom Brady playing football this year? And to say it's because of a love of the game, that's selfish. Call it what you want, but it's being selfish. A love of the game brought you back. Really, you don't need the money. You don't need the rings.
No one will ever catch your record.
Tom Brady came back for a selfish reason, and it was because Tom Brady wants to play football more than he wants to be at home. He chose to be selfish. That's where the divorce came from. She didn't divorce him because she fell out of love. She didn't divorce him because she wanted to take.
We don't know that. That's
divorced him for the simple fact that Tom Brady.
Listen, we don't know that though.
Over his family, we see it.
Okay, check this out.
We don't know that. You don't know that, Rashawn.
You can see it. You can see it
clearly.
clearly.
Check this out.
No woman is going to divorce you.
Man, stop that.
No woman is going to just wake up and say, "I'm divorcing you for the sake of divorcing you." She divorced him for a reason. She divorced him for a reason. We've all gone through. So you telling me your last breakup happened for no reason?
Stop that.
That's what we all.
There's a lot of
people who break up just to break up. Rashad, are you serious?
That's what it is, though. This is a breakup. Like his breakup is happening for a reason. And when she's the one bringing it, when she's the one saying, "I need to break up with you," it's something that Tom Brady did wrong. We try to defend this like he did something right. Tom Brady has no reason to be a 45-year-old.
All I'm saying is,
quarterback. To be out there anymore.
That we don't know. And all I'm saying is, it ain't always the man. Y'all making it seem like it's just the man. Like it could be because he was trying to get away from what was going on at home. You don't know that. You not. I mean, unless you MTV Cribs, you don't know
that. Had a TV show about his at home life with him kissing.
Come on, man. We don't know that.
So his at home life.
So check this out, because hang on. The game's about to come on. And we said we are going to do an hour show. We spent the whole hour talking about Tom Brady.
No, I can't believe we talking about Tom Brady like that.
What I need are predictions for this game, so we can get ready to go to this game, because I'm about to go watch the game. Predictions for tonight's game: Eagles, Philadelphia Eagles, Houston Texans.
Are we really predicting this game? Like, are we really?
You
know what? I do this every time. I said I want to talk about Tom Brady the whole show, and then we end up talking about Tom Brady. And this guy right here, Dr. Phil down here, Mr. Dr. Feel Good over here, talking about what doesn't have it.
Trying to figure it out since you're back out of retirement. What is he here?
Everybody's home is different.
Like, at the end of the day, bro, you're 45 years old. You're a 7-time Super Bowl champion, and you own every record that a quarterback could possibly own. What did you come back for? And if it's that miserable at home, why not just divorce her before she divorces you if you that miserable at the crib? Like, it couldn't have been. You couldn't have been that miserable. Like, if you that miserable, divorce her before she divorces you. That way, it's already off the table. Now he would have came into the season.
Don't do that.
So our predictions for tonight. So
you're gonna take a couple of them Super Bowl rings to be petty, but she don't. She don't need Tom Brady. Like, if she wake up and leave, she don't need you. If he's that miserable at home, Why did he divorce her?
Rashawn, give me a
Selfish, and I'm happy. I'd
give me a prediction. Give me a prediction and a score for tonight, so we can get up out of here. I can go watch the game.
I'm gonna say 20-17, and I'm gonna take the Texans on the last second field goal.
What?
Yeah, I'm taking the Texans.
I'm about to pull my pick, man. This is $500.
I got one better for you.
Don't do that. Oh my God, and pull my pick.
He liked to excite.
Don't do
emotion.
that. I don't need
down here. Double R. He loves to excite emotion. Don't worry about it. Eagles 31, Texans like 10. Let's stop the nonsense on this. Oh, and by the way, it's hard to leave. If you want to know what the theme of today's show is, it's hard to leave.
It's so hard to say goodbye.
What are you like? Damn, the Texans really won that game by a field goal.
Don't do that. I don't need that type of negativity, man.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. If the Texans win, I'm messaging you right afterwards. Your new nickname is the Exciter of Emotion. I'm telling you, the Exciter of Emotion. EOE. My man Double R has become an EOE. EOE.
Give me the.
Thinking that all year, like, why did Tom Brady come back to play football? I just had a lot on my mind.
I just had to say some stuff that was outside of what y'all was saying.
So give me the Eagles 28-12. I think the defense gets out. Think the defense gets after him. I don't think Jalen Hurts plays the whole fourth quarter. I think they jump. I'm going to say 35-12. Jalen Hurts doesn't play the fourth quarter. You get to see a little Gardner Minshew.
That would be right up your alley. You would love for it to be 35-12.
I would because what he's saying down here, that would make me lose $500. So yes, I would like that. I would like
35-12.
I would like that. I would like that very much.
Have an eyeball number, so it looks so much better that you won that. It could just be 34-10. It could be 35-12.
Yeah, I need a lot of score. Check this out. Tune in Alphabet's Football Show tomorrow. Me and Ramona Die Hard breaking it down. We're gonna break down this game, however way it goes. If I'm a little upset tomorrow,
already broken down. I don't know how the hell you breaking this one.
If you're Bills Mafia. And you want a chance to win this bottle? I gotta sell 100 tickets. I've sold 19. Inbox me, shoot me a cash app, PayPal.
Excuse me.
I'll send you a ticket. I'll send you a picture of your tickets, and as soon as I get the 100, we'll do a live drawing. So, as many tickets as you buy.
You know what?
And the Texans got new helmets on today.
You know what? I'm about to call them and change my right now.
I meant to say this too. I will be on the TV tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. too. To talk about a couple things. Shout out to everybody that was on the Twitter space listening to. Shout out to you. Man, bring more people in. We want to listen. And if you want to comment in, just request to speak on the Twitter space. And we'll let you right in so you can speak your piece on some of these shows, man. This is a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's been real. It's been fun, but I ain't even gonna lie. If anybody keep talking about how the Eagles is better than the Bills, it ain't been real fun. All right.
7-0 is better than 6-1.